Look who's finally risen from their bed. Happy birthday, dear. We thought about waking you, but we just couldn't do that on your special day. Oh, so that's what finally got you out of bed. It's your birthday cake, but it's not quite ready yet. Look who's finally risen from their bed. Oh, so that's what finally got you out of bed. You always were a little demon for sweets. I guess some things never change. Still, the dough needs more time to rise. Till then, your father and I need you to pick up something from next door. That's right. Glad you remembered his name this time. He's only been our closest neighbour for your entire life. Anyways, it's already midday. Better get over there soon, before he sells your surprise to someone else.
We'll talk after you visit the neighbour.
Young one, your parents said you'd be stopping by, though I didn't expect it'd be so late in the day. Aye, a special order, made just for you. I used to watch you fight imaginary monsters with sticks and branches, you know. Always wondered when I'd get to forge you a real weapon. This is yours now. How does it feel? Haha, might want to learn to use it first, kiddo. No doubt your dad can help with that. I hope you like it. My pleasure, young one. Remember, a weapon is no toy, but an extension of your will. Care for it well, and it may save your life one day. Now go on and show your folks. Your dad paid me good coin to make that for you.
I can hardly believe my own eyes. A daughter of mine carrying around her own weapon. You've grown so fast, girl. Now tell me, what do you think of it? How does it feel in your hands? No need to thank me or your mum. It's a proud day for both of us. When you were born, we vowed to make sure that when the time comes, you'll be ready to face whatever the world throws at you. Ah, well. That's not something we need to talk about right now. Why don't you go and try your new gift, eh? The scarecrow is a perfect practice target. Just be careful. You're not playing with a toy anymore. Use a firm grip, and don't lose your stance. That was pretty good. But keep in mind you're training with a single target. In a real fight, you may face several enemies at once. Be sure to change your target whenever necessary. True, but it takes time and practice to develop your skills. You're on the right path, trust me. When your grandfather taught me how to fight, it took me a week just to learn how to hold my axe straight. There's no rush, kiddo. But eventually you'll need to practice on moving targets. Hold on, did I hear something? I think your mother is calling you. Better not keep the boss waiting.
Quite the commotion out there. I'm glad you're enjoying your present, but do try to be careful inside the house, dear. Trying to guilt me into giving you a piece of cake before it's ready. Not a chance. The cake is almost done. Just needs a bit more flavour. Say, mighty hero. Mind rescuing some of your favourite fruit from the garden? Check the garden boxes out front, dear. I saw more than a few juicy strawberries ripe for the picking. Just a couple will be enough, but you can certainly gather more if you'd like. Found them? Let's see here. Just a strawberry or two to bring all the flavours together. This will do just fine. One here, one there, just about ready. And there! Warm birthday cake topped with fresh homegrown fruit. Careful, honey. The frosting is running off, eat it quick, before there's a mess all over the floor.
Beetles. At this time of year, those earthquakes are turning the world upside down. But no matter. It won't be our crops they destroy. You're the one learning to use a fancy new weapon. I couldn't have planned it any better. It's the perfect opportunity to practice on moving targets, kiddo. Look at that. Didn't I say you were on the right path? Those bugs never stood a chance. It's good to be confident. But remember, those were just beetles. I can already see how much stronger you are, but there's still a long way to go before you're ready to take on bigger threats. So why don't you practice a little more? Now that you've been in a real fight, I'm sure that scarecrow won't stand a chance. Just focus and strike. What just happened? What did you do? I'm impressed, daughter. You're improving fast. Much more than I ever expected. You know what? I think it might be time to give you one more gift. It's been memorable for all of us, I think. Mum included. Now listen close because this gift is important. It's a compass. But I want you to know it's also much more than that. It's an heirloom which belonged to my father. And his father before him. Now I'm passing it on to you. You must understand this is no simple trinket. Its arrow doesn't only point north. It's a magical artifact which binds itself to its user. So, whenever you are lost, this compass will reveal a path towards what you seek. Why don't you find out for yourself? As usual, that dog of yours was up with the sun. Haven't seen him since. Bandit's probably running around the farm or laying in the dirt somewhere. Just think about him and hold the compass tight within your hands.
Hey there. Well met. I knew it was only a matter of time before someone came looking for this little guy. Good timing, too, because I just ran out of treats. I should be thanking you, really. Bandit's been good company, making sure I don't fall over from boredom. I'm told there are brigands in the hills, but they must be keeping hidden. Damn! What is the world coming to? Brigands have never been a problem out here before, not to mention the earthquakes becoming more and more frequent. Did you see what happened to the bridge? Indeed. Can hardly call it a bridge right now. More like a mess of splintered wood and nails. I hope the carpenters finish it soon. Had to walk way outside the village walls just to get to this side of town. I'd better not. Your dad would kill me if anything happened to you out there, and I'd rather take on 10 brigands than have to fight your old man. Maybe so, but I need to hear that from your folks. Tell your mom and dad I said hello. I'll make sure no brigands get into the village on my watch. Not a chance.
Ah, here comes the warrior and their fierce companion. I'll assume you figured out how the compass works, then? I told you the compass was magical. I'm just glad you found Bandit so fast. Was he out by the gate again? I'll never know how you seem to understand that dog so well. It's almost like you two speak the same language. Anyways, it's good you're back. I know it's your birthday, but there's still much to get done today. Exactly. Happy to hear that fatherly advice I always give you is finally sinking in.
My friends, helplessly we have watched as our homeland, Lydaria, breaks and crumbles, its coasts claimed by dark waters, our homes gone, our families fractured, the legacy of our ancestors engulfed by the cataclysm. When I left Lydaria shores to find land all those months ago, some of our best ships and greatest warriors followed me across the endless seas. Some claimed we deserted our people. You believed we sailed to our doom. Many times did we despair. For weeks on end we saw nothing but water and sky. Waves and worse sought to break us. We released ravens into the clouds over and over again. Always they returned to the ship. Until one day, they didn't. On the horizon, there we saw it. A new land, RAVENDAWN. Here there is promise. Green fields far as the eye can see, waiting to be tilled. Forests thick with lumber. The waters rich with fish. Even the caves sparkle with wealth. I know I cannot give back all that you have lost, but I can offer what the gods robbed from us in Lydaria. A future. I will not lie to you. The voyage to RAVENDAWN is perilous. Many will perish. And those who survive will only find more danger. Ancient ruins filled with traps and deadly magics. Forgotten evils lurking in the darkest corners of the land. But I ask, what is left of Lydaria? Its great cities lie in rubble, while robber knights and warlords slay each other over the remains. Will you simply survive? Barely scraping by until your home too is claimed by the depths? That is no life. Brave the endless seas and forge your legacy. Live as a knight, earn like a merchant, or steal like an outlaw. In Lydaria, that choice was taken from you. In RAVENDAWN, you decide.
Who's there? Oh, it's just you, youngster. I'd offer you lunch, but I don't think this mouse is fat enough to fill both our bellies. Off to Ravendawn, eh? The promised land. Good for you. Had a feeling this day would come, sooner or later. You still have a life ahead of you. It'd be a shame to watch it sink along with this broken village. I'm afraid Ravendawn isn't for me, youngster. I'm just a shell of the man I once was. Just catching this mouse took all my strength. Say I survived the long voyage. What's waiting there for someone like me? An old and frail man? No. I'd rather live out the rest of my days inside my own home, the only one I've ever known. No buts. I've chosen the ending to my story. But yours must still be written, youngster. Your parents would be proud if they could see you today. I remember Ravendawn was their dream too. Now get going, and leave this old man to enjoy his meal in peace.
Let me guess. By the look of it, you went to take a leak on the beach and a giant wave snuck up on you. Ah, fresh off the boat. Or perhaps I should say fresh out the water. Well, what's important is that you made it. You're not dead. Not yet, at least. Best get used to the monsters, though. Most just call it the slums. But for a lot of us, it's home. Lots of new arrivals lately, and Ravencrest's walls aren't getting any wider. Hence our little village here. Guess you probably lost everything with the ship, huh? We can't afford charity here. But there's work available if you want some coin in your pockets. You'll need it. Technically, it's the Raven Guard's coin, but you could say I'm in charge of allocation. See, as if we don't have it bad enough, there's been a terrible rat problem. Not pests like these, you haven't. Big, nasty beasts. These rats were born and hardened in the bowels of the city. Sure, Ravencrest looks majestic from the sea, but what you can't see are the sewers overflowing with vermin. The Raven Guard keeps the city streets clean, but that's only pushed the rats out here where we have no one to defend us. They don't care about the slums. Instead of dealing with the rats, they hired goblins to do their dirty work. The stinking green imps have even taken residence here. The audacity! I don't know about you, but I've never known a goblin to earn anything by playing fair. Well, no, not yet, but that's not the point. The issue is they've been here for weeks, and the rat infestation has only gotten worse. Who knows, they might even be working with the rats. Anyway, maybe you can do something about this. They used to just infest our basements, but the vermin have gotten so bold that now they walk our streets openly. That's right. You'll go far here in Ravendawn with those kind of brains. I can't even walk home without getting attacked. Help clear out some rats, and I'll gladly pay you some of this coin the Raven Guard set aside for the matter. Roam the slums, and see if you can kill at least 5 rats walking around the streets like they own the place. Makes me sick just thinking about it.
You look lost. Where are you from? I knew it. I might be going a bit blind with the years, but can always spot a fresh face. Come back when you are a little more experienced. I may have something for you then.
killed yourself a few rats, did you? Now you know what we're dealing with. As if poverty wasn't enough. The only good rat's a dead one. That's what I like to say. If only I was strong enough to kill 'em myself. Hey, not so fast. The real job's dealing with the big ones in our basements getting fat off our precious food. They must be dealt with before the infestation. Find a cabin with a ladder leading underground. Then kill any rats you find down there. They're tough bastards. Head to toe covered in cobwebs. If that's not evidence of clearing out a basement, I don't know what is. Who knows with rats? Small brains. You'd think they'd build nests down there, but they don't seem interested. This is where we'll part ways. I'm not sure I could afford to pay you much more. The Raven Guard are stingy with silver. They didn't give us very much. Tell you what, I've been carrying around these potions in case a rat gets to me. But you take them along with the coin. It's not much, but I'm sure with your skills, you'll be wealthy in no time. Oh, agreed. That's why I always do the right thing, no matter what. Say, remember that other problem I mentioned? Yeah. Would you mind just seeing if you can get them to leave? They're making everyone uneasy. We're just trying to get by. Nothing I've said had any effect. But I'm no fighter. Maybe you could try? That's all I'm asking. Thank you. I only wish I was that brave and strong, but...
Don't go opening the door of my room like that. Are you trying to get me killed? Oh, in that case, carry on then. And thanks. You're doing more than the Raven Guard is. Heck, it's so bad out here that even my own sons left me here to rot, just like their mother. But I refuse to leave. I built this home with my own blood, sweat, and tears. But I'm no miser. Here's
You've got a bounce in your step. Care to help a frail old lady get a decent meal? I'm grateful for the help, but don't think that I need your pity. I'm no beggar after all, just rich in years. Rest assured your help will be rewarded. Let me ask, might you have any experience handling wild boars? Oh, I don't remember asking, but thank you for sharing. To be clear, I don't want you to just kill the boars. I need the meat from their bones. One with nerves cut against the fibers and all dirty. Are you mad? You need to capture it, make it still, then end the suffering of the creature. Thankfully, this is all possible thanks to this old contraption I have right here. You can find some boar runts just past the bridge, heading east. I'll wait for you here. Did you manage to keep the meat in good condition? Better be tasty. See, it may be rusty, but it's still trusty. You were quite fast cooking the meat, I'll give you that. You didn't cook it? Are you mad? How do you expect me to chew it? Thankfully, some around here still behave like people. Do you smell that? Must be Marcella lighting up her old stove. She lives in the northwest part of the slums. Find her hut quick. Go on.
Oh, you arrived just in time. I just made my special kebabs. Do you want some? Oh, right. Work should be your priority, especially while doing favours for Brigda. Come back here after you're finished if you need a meal. So what did she ask you to do? Oh, you should have said earlier. I'll prepare them right now. Brigda has done us all favours here in the slums. I'll make sure to make it special. It's only polite to repay her, right? We just cut it, season it, and now on with the cooking. Let's see. Looks good. To work such quality meat is a real treat. I didn't think I'd have this chance. Oh, don't worry, it will be fine. Cooking takes time. You can't rush it or the inside of the meat will be raw. What smell? Oh no, the kebabs. They're burned to a crisp. What are we going to do now? We can't serve this to Brigda. Take the one I made for myself too. It's only fair after ruining her meal. I hope she won't mind the spices. Now, if you excuse me, I have to prepare more kebabs. Tell Brigda to swing by if she wants more.
That took you some while. What was the delay? Tell me about it. Can't take one step without being accosted. But let's talk about the good part. Did Marcella cook the meat you got? Let me see it. Looks good at least. Not sure about the smell. I hope she used a new skewer. Ugh, this is terrible. Who would guess wild boar tastes that bad, Yes, I think it could be that. The rats of the region have made everything rotten around here. Well, I should pay you for your work, right? You can have this. Don't you think you are in better shape than me to hunt for yourself? You should go see Father Richard in Ravencrest. It seems the church is helping the refugees arrive.
My life would be much simpler if those goblins would just leave. What's that? Oh.
Ours is the most beautiful city in Ravendawn, but the rich keep getting richer. They sit idly in their estates, while we live in rat-infested tenements. But it's us common folk who run this city. Our skilled artists reduced to selling work in alleyways. I saw one just the other day outside the armourer. Ravendawn's nobles are far too coin-hungry to offer patronage, that the rich should have so much while we struggle so. It's not right, is it? True. Things can always change for the better. Discovering Ravendawn taught us that. Whatever your leanings, support commoner businesses, especially our struggling artists when you see them.
Ravencrest should be a haven for everyone who needs shelter, and I'll do whatever is in my reach to aid them. There is no reason to thank me, for my sole purpose is to serve as a messenger through which the dawn can speak. But tell me now, why have you wandered onto this holy ground? What can I do for another humble soul? Yes, I am. Or at least that's what I try my best to do. I see. Your fellow countrymen are often the ones who need the most help. Although they have managed to survive the endless seas, none arrive with a smile on their face, having lost so much. But there is no need to fight this battle on your own. This is why we, followers of the dawn, are here, to shed a ray of hope on the path of the helpless. Although there are simply too many new arrivals for the royal coffers to support, we can prevent them from starving. The king decreed that a small territory should be set aside as community farmland for those without a home to plant and harvest their own crops. He's a king who cares about his people and shares the same ideal Lucian had when he first discovered RAVENDAWN, to build a place in this world that people can thrive in and call home. However, this is only possible because we receive assistance from the community. That's why I'd like to ask you a favor. We are always in need of basic materials to supply the needy, and the person responsible for community farmland is also responsible for delivering them to us. What I need you to do is to go speak with him and find out if there are any material he can spare us. Leave this temple and cross the market square, then follow the street east until you're outside the city walls. You won't have a problem finding it. There's a man there who will explain everything.